Namaskaram, everyone. Welcome all of you. We will start with an invocation. Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunattu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai Shanti Shanti Shanti. So again, good morning, all of you. It is nice to have all of you here. So what we can do to start with is, so we have actually muted all of you just because we don't want lots of noises coming in. But what I would like you to do is if you can turn on your video, that will be really great. Okay, just turn on your video, please. Great, wonderful. So what we'll do is to start with, so go ahead and give your name, which school, and which class are you from. Go ahead and use the chat feature to go ahead and say that. Okay? Use the chat feature. Go ahead and tell your name, which school, which class are you studying. Okay, Krishna Anant Bendugade. And where are you from? Which school, which class also you should say. Okay, 6th class. All right, let me just go over this. Okay, so we have Mali Druvil. And let me see where you're from. I think in one message, give all of your information, okay? Krishna Kaushik, Birla Open Mind School, 8th class, all right. Then Druvil is from Zenith School. Then we have Krishna also from Zenith School. Shanil. Shanil, you haven't said which school, which class. Okay, so we have Bhai Saheb from Zenith School, 7th class. Dhruv Mali, 11th science. Siri Malika, 6th class, studying in Mount Litera Z School. Okay, so we have Shaurya from Manthan, 8th class. Okay, and we have Dhruv Mishra and from Zenith School, 7th A. That's great. We have Syed Aliza from Zenith, 6th class. Great. Shanil is from Zenith, 12th science. Then we have Srivardhan Gaud from, he's from 8th class. Jagruti DAV Public School, 9th class. Hardi Mistry, Zenith School, 6th grade. Shivansh from 7th standard, Zenith School. We have lots of participation from Zenith School. Krishna Anant, 6th class, Zenith School. And Shivansh says he's from Vadodara, great. And we have Srivardhan, NS Grammar High School. then Vihan Jain from BD Somani International School. Okay, we have lots of good participation. That's great to know. First, let me tell you a little bit about finding Chanakya, why finding Chanakya, and then we will go into the talk as soon as we are able to. Okay, all right. See, in the Indian history, we have basically we have lots of great people, and one of them is actually Chanakya. Okay. However, so do you know that Chanakya, he found Chandragupta? Okay, and thanks to their efforts, they were able to integrate all of or majority of India under one single rule. Okay, not just that, after Chanakya's and Chandragupta's period, right? In our Indian history, about 300 years after that is considered the golden period, okay, in Indian history, and lots of things have been done. Okay, so just like that, currently at this point, okay, actually going back, Chanakya, he has found Chandragupta, right? Chandragupta was just playing outside, and Chanakya chanced upon Chandragupta, okay, and he identified him, and then he trained him first of all, and he made him into an emperor. Okay, so so at this point in time, all of you are also very talented, isn't it? All of you are also very, very talented, and you're all like Chandraguptas, right? Only thing is, you also want to find your Chanakya, right? So that you can get the direction, you can get, the relevant guidance that you need, right? So just like the Chandragupta found Chanakya, you also want to find Chanakya. So that's the reason why, we would like all of you, to find your own Chanakya. This is sort of your, I would say, program kind of a thing. Okay, so let me also just start recording from here. So just give me 1 second. Sorry about that. Okay, all right. So okay, so like I mentioned, we would like all of you to find your own Chanakya, and this is, your venue to do that. Okay, one of the ways we can do it is basically, see, all of us, So by the way, all of us are basically like, we all want to grow, right? Do you all want to grow fast? Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes, we all want to grow fast, right? So for all of that to happen, what you and everyone actually needs is exposure. We want to find out what's going on in the world, right? And how do we fit in there? Probably, right? And we want to get exposed to as much as possible, right? So from that standpoint, this is a venue for you to find a little bit of exposure. It's not like this is going to give you all the exposure you need, but it's going to give you some bit of exposure, right? So we are bringing in people from various walks of life, who can potentially share with you what they do. And when you do that, you'll get to know it, okay? And probably you can see how that can be applied in your life, around you, etc. Okay, so that's the goal of finding Chanakya, right? So that's what we'll do right now. So what we'll do is, in the meanwhile, let me just Okay, so if you have any questions in the meanwhile, as to what you would like to do in this particular session, you can actually go ahead and use the chat feature and say that, okay? And so we will make sure that we will read that out, and so that everyone can basically get to know about it. Okay, so use the chat feature and go ahead, let me know, what are your expectations from this session? I'm waiting. If any one of you wants to share through the audio, you can do that. You can just raise your hand, using the reactions, and I will basically, I will sort of allow you to unmute and you can say it. Okay, you can use the raise hand feature as well. So we have Krishna Kaushik. He says, we would like to know how to find your own Chanakya. Great. That's, I think that will probably happen over a period of time, not immediately. But yeah, so you would find your direction through the exposure. This is the hope, actually. It's not like you will find it, right? This is the hope, all right? So anyone else who would like to share your expectations from this session, this is a good time for you to do that. Okay, all right. So, all right. I think this is I think should be a good time for us to start our session. Venu, are you around? If you can. Okay. So Srivardhan says, what is the meaning of this session? Okay. You will find out shortly, Srivardhan. We will chat about artificial intelligence here, which is one of the upcoming trends in this in the technological world that is going on right now. So you will be you'll be knowing a little bit more about that. So Venu, are you in a position to unmute yourself? By the way, if you would like to say anything, you just call me Anna, okay? There is no sir here, okay? We are all like a family. You'll just call me Anna, and give me one second. And so we have someone who wants to ask a question. So that is Ayush. Let me just ask, Ayush to unmute himself. I'm doing that. So Ayush, you can turn on your video as well and go ahead and ask or basically.
What about artificial intelligence are we going to be learning? Are we going to learn like what is artificial intelligence or how it works? Because I only know like some stuff about how it works. Like there's a neural network with weights and biases. I get all that. What are we going to learn? How to apply it? What is it? More about how it works, how it learns.
Yes. Okay. Ayush, yes, you are going to learn about what is artificial intelligence and how it works and some examples as well. Okay. All right. I think we are all set to start our session. Let me just see very quickly if there is something else. Okay, so we don't have anything else at this point in time. So what we'll do is I will request Venu Gopalanna, who is here. So Venu, he works in ZF. Okay, it's one of the German companies, and he works in artificial intelligence. He worked for quite some time in artificial intelligence. I would request him as soon as he's available to start the session and to walk you all through what is artificial intelligence, how we can benefit from it, and also some of the examples that he can walk us through it. Okay. So Venu, as and when you're ready, please go ahead and let's start. Let me just see if there is any problem here. Let me. Okay. Okay, I think there is a bit of an issue. I think as soon as he joins, I'll let him in and ask him to start the session. Okay, I think so we can also sort of continue with our expectations. I think Ayush has talked about his expectations. So anyone else would like to share their expectations in terms of what is artificial intelligence and or any other expectations that you have? If you have, you can raise your hand or you can go ahead and type it in the chat box. Okay. All right, Venu Anna is going to join soon, so should be in any moment. Okay. Okay, so has anyone of you heard about artificial intelligence or machine learning? Have you heard about this? Have you heard about artificial intelligence in the past? Have you learned it in your school or any videos or anything like that that you have seen? Yes. Okay. So Hati Mystery says yes. Yes, Anna. Very nice. Okay. Very good. Okay. So basically, what have you heard? Who wants to share? If there is anything, would you like to share? If you have heard anything about it, if you have, go ahead, raise your hand. I will just let you unmute and you can speak. Okay, all right. Machine learning, have you heard of machine learning in the past? Okay.
Hi, Chaitanya.
Yes, okay. We do have Venu Anna is here. So that's great. So Venu Anna, please go ahead and let's get started. So over to you.
Yeah, just a second. I'm just pulling the thing, but please continue that. Okay, I'll be there in a second. Okay. Yeah, you speak whatever you're just trying to.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so anyone else would like to share your what you have learned about artificial intelligence or machine learning? Okay, what is this? We all want to learn. What is this machine learning? Can you let machine do its own learning so that we don't have to learn? Can you? Right. So machines can learn. Okay. All of you might be familiar with this. For example, do you know YouTube? Right. All of you are familiar with YouTube, isn't it? Do you know that in YouTube, for example, machine learning and artificial intelligence is used? Because see, it will keep showing up things that you could be interested in, isn't it? Right? Because you have watched a few, let's say, cartoons, it will pick up some of either the latest ones or something that are very popular. It will bring that and show you in your feed so that you can click on it and you can watch it, isn't it? Right? Do you find the YouTube feed, do you find it useful? Right? Do you find it, do you click on those? Okay. That is one area where artificial intelligence and machine learning is used. Okay, there are many other such venues, and almost you can say every application, the phone application that you open, right, or many things on the internet, many of them have basically AI and ML being used. Okay, so as an as we
Vedana, can you allow
grow
me to
up,
share the screen?
oh yes, absolutely, yeah. Let me just make sure. Okay, I'm actually removing, basically, you should be able to do that right now, Venu. Okay, all right. So like I was just saying, almost every application that you use, if you're using, for example, Gmail, right? Any application that you see, you more or less would be in a position to see that machine learning and artificial intelligence is being used in the background. Okay, Venu, are you in a position to share your screen now?
No, I'm not.
Okay, so I have just allowed everyone to share.
It's someone else.
Okay.
Okay, it's basically Chervita. You can see my name.
Yes, yes, I'm
joining from my.
okay. Okay, Vinu, I have allowed you to share your screen. Okay. Okay, any moment now. Hold on. All right. Okay. I think Venu is facing a little bit of a technical glitch. We will try and sort of resolve that as soon as possible. Okay. All right. Right. We do have someone who has said, okay, Krishna Kaushik. So he's saying, okay, there are a few algorithms in which they can learn on their own. Ah, that's nice, Krishna. Okay, so how does it happen that things can learn on their own? How exactly does it happen? So that is what we are going to find out today. Ayush, would you like to speak again? So I'll just ask you to unmute for a moment. You can go ahead and
So
speak.
basically, how the algorithms learn is that you can imagine their big black box, which takes in stuff and outputs stuff. Now you have no idea what happens in the box. Even the people who designed the new algorithms, they don't know how it works. Like we really don't know how it works. All we know that there's sets of dials on the outside of the box, which change how the box works.
Yes.
So we start with random numbers on those dials, and the box guesses answers really. So you put some results in which you already know the answer. For example, if the box will recognize a digit, take some digits where you already know what the number's in it. Now, take the numbers in, I'll get the results out.
Yes.
Now, change the dials very slightly and find the direction where if you turn the dials in that direction, the box is ever goes down the most. And then do the same thing again. And eventually the error will get as low as possible. That's called the gradient descent technique. It's like going down a hill. Now, when going down a hill, what this thing does is it basically looks at all the points
Got it.
around you and takes
Got it,
one
Ayush.
step
Yes.
in the lowest direction. So
Yeah. Okay.
eventually, you're going to get to a low point on the hill. That's basically how the algorithms learn, and it's
Yes,
very
yes.
effective.
Ayush, yeah, just hold on. Okay, got it. Okay. So you're right. So there are some components like this. Venu, I'm asking you to unmute if you can. Okay, I think you're all set, Venu.
Chaitanya, I'm not able to share.
Sharing the screen.
Yeah, it says that someone else is sharing the screen.
Oh, okay, got it. So why don't you do this, Venu? Just go ahead and share the PPT with me. I'll just do it for you here.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, just you can even just sort of WhatsApp me, email, whatever works. I'm also very quickly sending you.
Sure. I'll WhatsApp you.
Yes. Yeah, that's great. Okay. So Venu, just retry right now. Venu, just retry sharing. Okay. I think it was probably me. Apologies. I think every time. There you go. So we are now able to see your screen. Venu, we are able to see your screen, okay? All right. We're all set. We are able to share, we are able to see your screen, Venu. Venu, are you able to hear me?
Yes, I'm able to. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay. Thanks for waiting. Hope I can. Chaitanya? Thank
Everything
you.
is fine. Go ahead. Yeah.
Sure. Thank you. So, guys, first of all, let me apologize for two things. One, for technological glitches. Second, for all this time you have been waiting. Okay. Your time is very important. I'll try to make you more interactive in this session. Okay. So, this is me, Dr. Venugopal Jaragamali. Let me speak about myself, my personal profile. Currently, I'm working as an DGM, Deputy General Manager, and Principal Architect for an AI-based applications for an JED of automobiles, which is into autonomous driving and all e-mobility kind of a space. Okay, we call them as e-mobility because no more automobiles. Okay, we call it as an e-mobility. So and prior to this, I worked with Cisco. I worked I also work with an Satyam computers and also I had carry around 15 to 18 years of work experience only in data analytics and AI. Okay. Coming back to my achievements, perhaps I'm the one guy who finished my PhD when I'm 24, 25. Okay. That's my achievement. And my education, you asked me, I have done my PhD, as I said. I also have a master's. I also have an, what you call it, just to throw that on me, like I came from an village background. So real bus come to my place where I'm helping buses to get into a technology and trying to become an autonomous kind of a buses stuff. Okay. That's my journey. Okay. And my hobbies, I always want to read. Okay, I always read on a lot of political concepts and a lot of technology-driven concepts. Okay, skills. If you ask my skills, I say like I'm pretty good in statistics. So perhaps around 98 percentile of my graduation is my statistics score. Okay, and apart from statistics, I also write some coding, but now choose not to code because of various other things. Okay, that's my journey. Okay.
Hey, hi all. I'm not seeing Venu here at this point. I think he should be joining soon. Okay, just wait for a minute. So I think some of you might be annotating on the screen. I would request you not to annotate. Okay, so that it won't be visible to others. Whoever is writing on the screen, that is visible to everyone else. So that's not how we expect it, but that's exactly what's happening here. Okay, so we'll just wait Venu to join back as soon as possible. Okay. Okay, there he is. Venu is right there. Okay. Yeah, there you go, Venu.
So yeah, the data science is basically a discipline which is like your mathematics, okay, or which is like your social sciences or anything which is like a discipline. What happens here is we have a data, we analyze the data to test the hypothesis and answer the questions. Okay, I'll come back to that.
Venu,
And then there
your
is something
screen
called
is not
machine
shared
learning
at this
where
point.
you often use.
Venu, your screen is not shared right now. Okay, just FYI.
Is it? I guess you can see my. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. As I said, like, so what is AI? As AI is like you have is machine learning. Next is deep learning. Okay. So we will talk about machine learning is basically what machines will understand. Deep learning is a subset of ML. Okay, which makes computation of multi-layered neural networks, okay, which I will explain you in a couple of videos, okay, what I am doing. Okay. So let me just explain about you have different senses of human body, right? The first sense is basically your eyes, you have your ears, and you have your tongue, and you have your nose, okay, and you can touch, okay. So how all these five organs are, or these organs are getting into A, right? So from your hand, right, when you talk about touch or anything, right, you can act, okay. Then your brain where you can think, okay. Then all your knowledge management you can remember. With eyes you can watch, and with mouth and your thing you can even talk and listen, okay. See, let me ask you about, like, what is a good form of AI you have seen. How many of you heard something called Siri, right? How many of you heard something called OK Google, Alexa? These are all different types of AI things, okay? Right? In this AI, if you talk about the advanced, like, there is some weak forms of AI and strong forms of AI. The advanced AI is basically autonomous driving, okay? Can you imagine a car without a driver, okay? That's called an strong AI, okay? But if you go to Alexa, right, the kind of answers it give, and then if you ask something like, no, hey Alexa, what is your feelings? It will say like, no, I don't have that, because it's a weak form of AI. Like that, what happens is AI goes into a different forms and different things, okay? Now, let's get into, okay, what are the AI skills you need to get? Okay, we have a technical skills, we have social skills, and we have career skills. Technical skills are basically like you need to have a programming, you need to understand data science, which we talked about, and there is something called NLP, natural language processing. Okay, and then there are some algorithms and computer thinking. Social things are AI ethics, right? AI, which as an young generation people, you should understand what are ethics in AI, right? You can't use AI for everything, right? And there is a privacy angle, right? You can't take photos of everyone and upload it to the thing, right? At the same time, you also need to have some kind of an career growth, right? You can get into a different kinds of career. You can set up some entrepreneurship. You can do some freelancing, right? You can do you can do a lot of designs, components in AI, right? So go to any kind of a supermarket, okay, on bandwidth data. Okay, like you have different managed, right? You can't take the data as is, right? For example, you have some Excel sheet where you write something, okay, but you can't take the data as is. Okay, those kind of data need to be managed. And second is automate. See, just imagine, like, no, you have a data from different places, but it is not managed in a good sequential way. Okay, where you need to manage the data and you need to automate it, because we need to know which data has to be picked from what thing and insight. Like, for example, you get all this data, but you need to generate some insights. Like, for example, police people clicks your photo when you cross your signals. Okay, that is what inciting analysis.
Hey, Venu, are you able to hear?
It like, for example,
Hey, Venu, I think the connection has been on and off. The audio has not been, that great. People not able to hear. Are you in a position to like switch to hotspot or something so that you'll have? Okay, Venu, are you still there? Okay, Venu, I think it'll be great if you're able to switch to hotspot or something so that we can have uninterrupted audio and video. See if it is possible.
so now let me explain about how artificial intelligence and what all different things it will do. As I said, guys,
So, Venu, are you there? I think what we should do is, in the interest of time and everyone's thing,
like no,
maybe
market data comes in also from industry. Data also comes from a logistics. Data also used by some social media profiles. Okay, you get a different kinds of things which will generate, each and every action will generate a bit of data, right? So now, as I said, like, no, there are three AI domains. One is computer vision, second is NLP, the third one is statistical data. Okay, let me just give few examples. Numeric data, right? Like if you go to any kind of a supermarket, we get something called POS, like no point of sales data, where you get all your billing, order, inventory, billing, all these things are numeric data. And if you go to any hotel, right, they will ask you to fill a survey, right? So they will ask which experience is good, which experience is bad. Okay. Right. Then you also have using a lot of apps. Each and every app will generate some bit of a data. Okay. And you have image data and you also have a video data. Okay. This is the different types of video data and all. Okay. Now let us first explain about something called numeric data. How can we do it? Okay. If you have a numeric data, the first and foremost thing is you can do a visualization, which will help you to put your data into different graphs and charts. Okay, which is basically econometric modeling. Okay, like people talk about inflation, people talk about something to do with uh, money rates and all those things. Okay, then there is a statistics. There is a difference between mathematics and statistics. Statistics is deals with numbers. Mathematics is basically more abstract science. Okay, then you can do a predictive analytics, which is basically you can predict what will happen next. Okay, if you want to predict what's happening next time is basically predictive analytics. And then there is something called advanced analytics, where beyond prediction it will also tell you, like, no, what is the best option to be selected and what is the not a best option to be selected. Okay, this is how you can do different kind of analysis with your numeric data. Okay, now let me give some examples of it. Right, you are having a machine data where you get a lot of machine insights. Okay, the first analysis you do is descriptive analysis, which will understand how each machine is performing, what is the at each time period. This is a descriptive. Then you can also find some anomalies. Like if you see in this particular chart, okay, the normal data is going as smooth, but there are some points where you can see very high and some points where you can see very low. These are some of the visual anomalies. Okay, so when there is something low, that means there is something going wrong. Okay. Similarly, you can see these anomalies of different data can be correlated to find some scenarios. Okay. Then you can identify what are the bad events and what are the good events in it. Okay. That's how you can use your data for your analysis, which is in numeric in nature. Right. Similarly, we will also see, like if you see in this graph, it resembles like an ECG graph, right? Right? It's like your heartbeat or ECG graph, right? But there are some points which are normal, right? And there are some density high, right? These are the observations you have to make. So as a human being, you can do it, but if you allow machines, it will highlight what all these things. Okay. You can see this is the green one is on, right? Can you see it? Right? Now, we can also this is what we are trying to, right? Where we'll try to see how data analysis can make a difference. Okay. Right. Now I will talk about text. Like, no, for example, let's assume that how many of you go to coffee, right? You really want that Starbucks owner want to understand, like, no, how many people are coming in a week, right? In generally Sundays and Saturdays, you see too much of people floating there, right? But at the same time, Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, you have a limited people walking there. Okay, that's the power of analysis. Now you see what people eat at what time. Like, no, this is for a coffee shop owner when he want to predict and keep the items, right? So what people drink at what time, right? Now you have a time, right? So 0 to 23 is basically you have in a 24 hours of a day, but most of the people who goes for beverages are around like 4 to 5, right? That's a peak time. People go to have coffees and people want to eat some combos, right? So some eateries and all will be done mostly between 6 to 7, right? Similarly, the people want to also do some bit of eating, which is around 8, right? So how it will help an coffee shop owner? He will keep items accordingly so that when we go and have food, we'll make sure that everything is available for us. Okay. This is again what analytics and analysis will do for you. Okay. This is how you analyze your point of sales data databases, which will help you. But how many of you read papers, or how many of you read your comments, right? You put some Facebook post, or you put some Twitter, or you put something on Insta, people write comments, right? So what happens is that people want to understand what people are talking about, right? Whether how many people are talking positive, how many people are talking negative, how many people are talking neutral about against it. Okay, in order to do everything, the text also can be converted into numbers, and you can do a topic modeling. Topics are like how many positive, how many negative, how many people are really talking about I'm good, I'm service industry, okay, where they take a survey and all, okay. So like this is basically an water services product, right? And people also put a lot of things for coffee day kind of things, okay. Now if you see, right, people talk about water service product and purifier, right? These are the main words when people put a lot of comments on the open text. At the same time, when people are in a coffee shop, right? How can you see there how many people are hanger? Just how many people have a negative? Each and everything can be measured here. Okay, this is again can be done with NLP kind of an analysis, which is called text mining stuff. Okay, now let us see, right? So the other areas of this is like so far we talked about only one dimension, okay, anger kind of thing. Now you want to see how many people want to what are the people talking about, right? What are the topics people are talking about, right? People are talking about time management and make. People are talking about like project, even organization kind of stuff. All these things are combinational things. We call them as bigrams or multigrams. Okay, this is how you can do a text mining of it. Similarly, there
So,
is something
Venu,
called deep learning.
we have 2 more minutes, Venu.
Yes, I'll finish in 2
Conclude in
minutes.
2 minutes. Yeah.
So you can also do like for example, this is basically an emotions. If you go to a hotel, right? Let me just explain about any human being has this many things, right? You are happy, you are anger, you are surprised, and all, right? By looking at your face, looking at your data which captures from a video, we can analyze and say how many people are happy, how many people are sad, how many people are restless. Okay, so this is another kind of an thing where you can do with advanced analytics and stuff. Okay, so now let me talk about the core skills of AI. As I said, like programming is something, but there are some core skills which is required for an AI. Okay, the first one is problem solver. Okay, anyone want to become an AI expert, they should become a problem solver, right? They have to solve any problem with ease of access. Second concept is critical thinking, right? You should always wear a thinking cap, right? And that thinking cap should be very, very thick, very critical in nature, right? And then you should always have a self-reflection. You should know what exactly you are thinking. And if you see, like, no, the first image, right? How you are looking, right? If you are looking ugly or if you are looking that thing, so you need to have your self-reflection. Okay. So, and when you look at back, right, what are things you are aiming? Okay, that's also reflected in this particular uh, image. Okay. Then the third important is when you are working with AI, there should be ethics. Okay. You should always have an equal importance to each and everyone. You should always preserve an environment. You should always work with a thing. Okay. That's a very important. Okay. Then your privacy concerns, right? You should never leak your and people should not do any kind of mischieving with your passwords, or people should not do any mischiefs with their privacy of others. Okay, that's a very important thing. Okay, so let me also, as part of this, I have few videos, but because of the time, I'm not doing it. But I'll put it in a YouTube channel. You can go and watch it. Okay, there you can put your comments and all. Okay. Now, let me give one small case study for you, right? Suppose how many of you have an interest towards an agriculture, and what are the agriculture? If you can come up with some kind of a case analysis and concept analysis on where AI can be applied in agriculture, right? I'll give some thoughts, right? You have a drones. You can also see something like what cropping pattern analysis. Okay. You can also see something like how logistics works. Okay. And you can also do a deep learning about in a plant, right? In a plant area, how many of this has a good like no weed finding, right? This is another analysis of how can you, by using image analysis, you can do weed out. Okay, which will help a farmer to go and do all his pesticides intake, or how much of pesticides he can compose to solve it. Okay, these are the things which you can do it. Okay, this is your a case study you can create and then put it there, right? Okay, so yeah, but let me also give what is actually cooking today, right? Uh, if I have 1 minute, I just want to spend a couple of minutes. Right, guys, most of you people are born after 2006, okay? And the people who has born before that also. If you see, in 2006, we don't have iPhone, iPad, Kindle, 4G, Uber, Airbnb, Android, okay? All these things, and Snapchat or WhatsApp kind of thing. Now, you guys are having all these things, okay? But now you see what happens, okay? Let's take like, no, if you want to reach 100 million customers, or if you want to reach 100 million friends, okay? You take a telephone, it takes exactly 75 years. If you do it in a website, it takes 7 years. If you work on Facebook, okay, it will take 4 years. Or if you take Insta, it will take 2 years. But if you go with any app like Pokemon Go or TikTok, it will reach only in 1 month. Okay. Yeah. This is called power of technology. Okay. Now you see, right, how technology is getting evolved over a period of time. Okay. Now, this is for you guys. What are the top 10 skills to be relevant for you? Right? Before 2015 to 2000, every 5 years, there is a generation change. Okay. So in 2015, if you talk about, like, no, you have complex problem solving, coordinating with others, you have people management issues. Okay. That means you always fight with your friends or your colleagues. Okay. Your critical thinking, your negotiations, your quality control, okay, your service orientation, and your problem solving. reasoning and creative. You have which got added to this. Okay. So as I said, like you need to be right. You need to be on top of entire thing. Like for example, you have an input, and you always need a science problem with this kind of a framework. Okay. So this will lead you to insights, okay, as we talked about, right? And it will also help you to detect the problems and classify what are the data in, okay? Right. Uh, Again, let me apologize for all the technological glitches, what we have undergone today. And then I'll try to post few videos, like no, one of the videos on this my work, where I can predict a person eating a food, how much is happy, how much is sad, how much is surprised, and all based on the facial features. Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, Venu, thank you so much for sharing your experience with artificial intelligence. We sincerely appreciate you spending the time and sharing your knowledge with everyone. So all of you, so like Venu Anna has mentioned, yes, I hope you're all able to hear me. Yes. So, okay. So, excuse me. So basically what, so did you all get the, I hope you're all able to hear me okay? You're able to hear me? Yes? Okay, great, awesome. So let me just basically, all right. So here is the assignment. You can say assignment, it's not really assignment, okay? So this is an assignment that you can choose not to do, okay, if you would like to. But I think it'll be a lot of fun to do it, okay? For that reason, if you want to do it, that's great, okay? So this is what Venu Anna has given in terms of the, exercise that you can potentially do. So basically we have, so he has said, so the number one is basically what is your what is artificial intelligence? Okay, this is question number one. Okay, question number two for you is basically so how can you use artificial intelligence in agriculture? Okay, these are the two things. Okay, so how do you respond? What do you do? And where should you put that in? Where should you post it? So these are the questions. So number one is basically, so what you have two options, okay? Option number one is basically you create a video for 3 minutes, okay? Just 3 minutes, all right? And so in that, you would talk about basically what is artificial intelligence and how can you use this in agriculture. And I'm sure every one of us knows at least one person who is doing agriculture, right? You can, talk to them, understand what exactly you could, how this particular technology can be useful in that, right? You can ask them what the problems are. They probably may or may not know what artificial intelligence is, and that's okay. Okay. So you're going to first learn about artificial intelligence, number one. And number two, you will talk to somebody who is in agriculture, understand what problems they have, and see how you can potentially use artificial intelligence in agriculture, right? And you can either one, make a video, okay, for 3 minutes, or number two, you can write it up in one page, okay? One page in a Word document, just one page, all right? And what you would do is you would take that, and we also have a YouTube channel, okay, called Finding Chanakya, okay? You will find Finding Chanakya on YouTube, and you will see whatever we are going through right now. There will be a video because it is already live streamed at this point in time. Okay, so what you would do is you would go into the comment section, okay, and you can either post your video directly into the comments, or alternately you can just paste all of the sort of material, the one page that you would have written, you directly paste it as a comment for that particular video. Okay, is it clear? Right, if you have any questions about the case study that Venu Anna has posted, right, you can go ahead and ask those questions. You can also raise your hand at this point in time so that we can clarify any questions you may have. Okay, is it clear? Okay, so I hope it's clear about the case study. I think case study is a very good term that Venu Anna has brought. I think we'll use that going forward. Okay, that's nice. Okay, so I will just repeat my, the case study that Venu Anna has given. So what you would do is, number one, you would research about artificial intelligence. We have YouTube, we have Google, we have lots of avenues, right? Number two is you would also basically research about how artificial intelligence can be useful in agriculture. Okay, so those are the topics. The output that we are expecting is that you would create a video, right? And talking about what is artificial intelligence, and basically how you could use artificial intelligence in agriculture. You can either create a video or create a one-page, document. You can type it in, and then you will paste this as comment in the YouTube channel, right? In Finding Chanakya, and for this specific video that we have all gone through, you will just go ahead and put that in. Okay, you can obviously look at what it is that others have said, and you can go ahead and read, watch their video, etc. Right? So today is 2nd of January. You have 1 week to do this exercise. Okay, exactly 1 week. So that is 7th of January, evening 5 p.m. You have to go ahead and post that in. Up until then, everybody will be seeing it. After that, also you can post it, but not many people may be, watching or seeing that. Okay, so you have exactly 7 days for you to post this video or write this comment. Is that clear for everyone? Right? Do you have any questions? If you have any questions, go ahead and use the raise hand. Okay, we have Ayush who has raised his hand at this point in time. So Ayush, you can go ahead and unmute yourself and ask your question.
Sir, where should we post this case study or video? Where should we submit it?
Okay, Ayush, good question. So where exactly should you post it? I will go ahead and share that with you. Venu Anna, if you can please stop sharing your screen, I'll go ahead and share my screen here and show it to everyone. Okay. All right. So let me just go ahead and do that right here as and when it's ready. So let me just do that. Okay. So, okay, I'm just stopping your screen. Yeah. Okay, great. Awesome. So I'm going to share my screen right now, and I'll sort of share that with you. Okay, all right. Okay, so here is the video right now that what we are going through is live in this channel called Finding Chanakya. Okay, there it is. So we have also shared the channel link with all of you. So wherever your parents have found this particular thing, the channel is also there. You can find it there as well. Okay, all right. So let me just see if I can actually find it that way. I'm not so sure. This is the first time I'm trying because we are a very new channel. I'm not so sure if the algorithm has already been posted or not. So let me just do that, and let me see if we are able to find it. Oh, there you go. We are able to find it. So that's good. So we are able to see Finding Chanakya. I just search for Finding Chanakya. I just click on Finding Chanakya, which is the channel. So this is the video that we are currently live, and we are all going through this. You can go into this at this point in time. Okay. All right. I have just, yeah. So in this, you will have the comments section. So you can go ahead and use the comment section. I'll have to actually find this here. Okay, there you go. On the right-hand side, you have the chat feature available. I will make sure, if it is not already there, I will make sure that the comment section is enabled for this. Okay. You should be able to post a video, or you can also post a content, the text content itself. You'll be able to post it right there, and so you will also be able to see everyone else's comment. I'll stop sharing at this point in time. You will also be able to see everyone else's basically the videos or text, and you can go through what exactly they have written. You can respond to that, okay? And so we can all sort of have fun learning together, okay? So we have come to the end of this particular session. I would also like to tell you that this is a monthly event, okay? So every month, the first Sunday at 11 o'clock, this session will be conducted. You can directly either log in. The Zoom ID will remain the same. There is no change in that. We also have a Telegram channel using which you can get more updates. You can go ahead and subscribe to the channel in your parents' phone, and you can go ahead and see what's the next one. So the more, if you subscribe, you'll be able to get updates about this, whatever we are doing. And you can go ahead and keep looking at, if any new comments have come in the Finding Chanakya channel, and also the videos that we have. You could be getting sort of new comments on the older topics that have happened as well. So in addition to that, I would also like to share with you that if any of you would like to volunteer for this channel, you can also do that. You can go ahead and sort of respond back. You can just mention, in case if you would like to do that, you can actually mention that in this particular, you can go ahead and respond to it in the chat. And I will sort of make sure that we have a group in which we can sort of we can you can all sort of contribute to this particular channel, so that way you can help grow this kind of a thing as well. Okay, so so yeah, I think that is all for this session at this point in time. Finally, let me also again thank Venu Anna for sparing his time and effort towards this particular session. Thank you, Anna. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. And we hope to keep this going. This is a, hopefully a long sort of, initiative that we will keep running at this point in time. If you would like to also share anything about what topics you want to hear, you can also do that in the same YouTube channel. Okay, we'll keep watching that and we'll keep it going. Again, thank you so much, everyone, for joining in this particular session, and wish you all, a happy new year, and have a great month ahead. And we will meet next month at the same time, which is 11 a.m. on the first Sunday of every month. Okay. Thank you so much. Namaskaram. Thank you. Bye now. Bye.
Bye.